I still get emotional when I come around here because I remember, like, I remember. You know, I remember how dark it was.
For the first time since giving up cocaine more than 7 years ago, Luther Wright is walking in the Newark neighborhood that nearly killed the world's biggest crack addict.
I used to say, I'm the biggest crackhead you ever see when I talk to kids. And it's true. And you know any other 7'2" crackhead besides myself? When I didn't have money, I would come out and panhandle, ask people if they had $1, 50 cents, trying to get another $5 so I can get high again. You know, people think I was a dumb jock for years, didn't think I could read or write or none of those things. Just sit and talk with me. I'll tell you what happened.
What happened was, playing at Seton Hall out of Elizabeth High School in the early 90s, Wright was already emotionally scarred. He says between ages 5 and 13, he was repeatedly molested separately by 3 relatives, 2 male and 1 female, too afraid to tell anyone until years later.
I carried that until I had my nervous breakdown in Utah.
And in high school, it made you leery of showering in front of other guys.
Showering in front of other guys, more, conscious of, after practice, let me hurry up and grab my stuff so I can get out of here and get home and take a shower.
That breakdown came shortly after a very raw Wright was drafted 18th overall by the Utah Jazz in 1993. But he was more focused on chasing women, getting high, and befriending gang members, ending Wright's NBA career after only 15 games.
My team went to the NBA championship 2 years in a row and lost to the Chicago Bulls. Every time I see that classic game, I think, Lou B, you had a spot on that squad, man. What happened? That was your shot. That was your life. That was your light. And somehow, some way, let it get blown out. Just like you blow a candle out.
Deeply depressed back in New Jersey, Wright chose to live homeless for years, begging at this Newark intersection for crack money, washing at this McDonald's, and sleeping in abandoned homes on this street, Wright's so-called abandonminiums.
That's insane, like, to want to smoke crack that much that I would, lower my living condition to want to stay in an abandoned building, rats all over the place.
Luther Wright's free fall would reach rock bottom right here in 2003. A winter on these streets would cause frostbite, Wright passing out right in that spot, leading to the amputation of 2 of his toes. Until now, even Wright's best friend had never seen that foot, which he showed us.
You hear the saw, and actual bone toes hitting the steel pan, ping, ping. It's still devastating.
Wright's roller coaster saga is detailed in his recent book, A Perfect Fit. He now works with teen substance abusers for New Pathway Counseling and regularly attends church, where he met his wife of 4 years, Angie, who's nearly 2 feet shorter.
I said, okay, I could be totally honest with this woman, and if she don't run away, it could be something.
For me, it opened the door for me to give him another chance. Let me see what else is going on, because this is what you've been through, and I admired that.
We laugh, we joke, we wrestle.
Yes, he has pinned me down a couple of times. I'm like, oh, get off me, you're too heavy, right? It makes for romantic moments, and I'll leave it at that.
Wright's ultimate basketball high was energizing crowds, which he now does through music. He's also the world's tallest DJ.
Playing the electric slide and seeing a bunch of older women come out and slide to the left, slide to and I did that. I put that song on and got that response. It's the same thing.
Liberty State Park in Jersey City is Wright's new hangout.
You see life, you see growth, you see tranquility, serene, all the things that, I didn't have.
His spiritual life and its growth and development has been responsible for his journey back from the abyss, so to speak.
I'm figuring out what my purpose here is on earth, and it's to be happy, it's to love, it's to be loved. Everything is in order, man. God got my back. I know that because I was supposed to die. In my mind, I was supposed to be dead the way I was living.
At Sunday's Share NJ 5K Walk and Run in New Providence, more than 4,000 donor families and recipients were promoting organ and tissue donation, including 2 families with an uncommon bond,
Rich and Stefania DeMeo of Wayne, and Andy and Gail Clegg of Tabernacle. In 2008, Stefania was suffering from heart disease, desperately needing a heart transplant. What could have happened had you not gotten the heart?
I would have died.
Also in 2008, the Clegg's 14-year-old son, Sean, was hit by a car while riding his bike. When he was declared brain dead 2 days later, the Cleggs donated 6 of Sean's organs. His heart now beats into DeMeo's chest, saving her life.
Just a miracle of life. You know, every little second of my life, waking up in the morning, I never realized how special it really was. Just to breathe, be able to take a breath and be like, oh, I feel so good.
And it wasn't really a hard decision to make. We knew we wanted something positive to come out of this tragedy.
Words cannot express what I feel, what she did for us, my family, my kids, anybody that knows me. She's just a really, really special woman, really special.
Then nearly a year and a half ago, the DeMeos were blessed yet again. Well, twice actually, with the arrival of twin girls, Melania and Natalia. They're believed to be the world's first twins ever born to a heart transplant recipient.
I want my kids to know how special they are, that if it wasn't for Gail and her son, who unfortunately had to pass away, they would never be here.
I believe that this is just all part of him, trying to put his mark on the world.
The DeMeos and Cleggs are now like family. The pain of losing a loved one typically keeps donor families from even meeting recipients.
I think this is just so above that you know, we can't even consider this as something we would expect to happen.
I consider Gail my mom. She's like a mom that I've been truly, truly blessed with.
She calls me mom. The girls call us grandma and grandpa.
There's not a day in my life that doesn't go by that I think of Sean. There's not a day that I don't thank him for what he's done for me. There's a picture of him on my wall. He's very important to me.
We had found on his MySpace page when he passed away, and we figured that he must have written it right before he walked out the door that day. It said, "We all die. The goal is to create something that lives forever." And for me, Stefania's done that with the girls. These girls will live forever. So his legacy is going to live on.
Any pregnancy in itself, a child, is a miracle. But when I look at the whole story of everything that I've been through and what these girls have been through, they're a blessing, truly a blessing.
3 hearts beating as one. One reminder of this gift of life from a boy who died far too soon. In Wayne, Joey Wahler, News 12, New Jersey Sports. For most 80-year-olds, taking a walk is sufficient exercise. But on this summer morning, Paul Keel of Far Hills is preparing for the annual Swim Around Manhattan. Completely circling the island, totaling 28.5 miles, will be co-ed relay teams of 4 swimmers, none older nor more passionate than Keel.
I can go in now anytime.
Yeah.
At any age, it's a lot of pride. It's a lot of pride. It's one of those things, too, when you're happier when it's over. But it's worth it.
It means he's sharp mentally to stay focused, and also that his body can process, you know, the energy for a long period of time.
Keel swims nearly daily at the Somerset Hills YMCA in Basking Ridge. He coordinates their Swim Inc. program, which teaches water exercise to those slowed by neuromuscular impairment, including Keel's wife of 55 years, Benita.
And you feel wonderful in the water. It makes you feel young and high-spirited. It's great.
I feel good because perhaps I've made a little difference in somebody's lives, and that's the whole thing.
This retired psychiatrist has authored books about managing depression through exercise. His latest is Exercise and the Mind, the possibilities for mind-body-spirit unity.
In studies with animals, prolonged exercise does the same thing to the neurohormones in the brain as the antidepressants do. I'm not saying one will replace the other, but one will complement the other.
After swimming competitively in high school and college, Keel focused on running, competing in more than 50 marathons.
Life's responsibilities took Keel away from swimming for about 40 years, but he returned to it competitively at age 61, and his first swim around Manhattan came at age 70.
There's a beauty to getting the right stroke, to putting your hand in at the right place, to taking your hand out at the right place.
He just loves the water, so it doesn't seem as if it's
fearful in any way. It just seems as if it's so much a part of his life.
Having crossed over bridges running the New York City Marathon, Keel swims under them during the relay, totaling 4 legs lasting up to 45 minutes each. This 9-hour race proves challenging for swimmers far younger, especially in rough waters.
Hard to get warmed up for me. I always say I'm like the old cars where you have to run them for about 20 minutes before the oil starts flowing. But then when I saw that Queensboro Bridge and the end was in sight, I really felt strong.
It's inspiring because it sort of brings home the message that as you get older, you can still stay active and passionate about things like this.
It's just being the best you can be in anything. If you can be the best you can be in a sport, it's metaphor for everything else you can do.
Keel's only relay mishap, a cut knee, didn't even happen in the water.
The hardest part is getting back in the boat.
A small price for being an inspiration.